We just got some huge, unexpected news. Nebraska is getting close to landing another big-time wide receiver in the transfer portal. So in today's video, I'm going to go over this brand new name. Who is this guy? What does he bring to the table? What school does he come from? And everything else you need to know. So really quick, I am fired up about Nebraska's transfer portal class. If you are too, hit that like button. And also, if you're a die-hard Nebraska fan, you're unsubscribed, what are you waiting for? Please, it would help me out a lot. Hit that subscribe button for transfer portal updates just like this. Nebraska breaking news coverage and so much more. Once again, please hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get into the news. Crystal balls have been rolling in over the past couple minutes for Nebraska to land yet another wide receiver in the transfer portal. This time, former four-star prospect coming out of Houston, Jonah Wilson. Now, talking about this guy a little bit as a player, 6'2", 200 pounds, had a lot of really good offers coming out of high school in the class of 2023, has 3 years of eligibility remaining, and crystal balls have started rolling in from Sean Callahan, Steve Wiltfong, Brian Munson, a couple other insiders for him to commit to the Huskers. It looks like he signed the dotted line. We're just waiting on announcements here. So this guy kind of flew under everybody's radar. I heard his name pop up earlier today. Wasn't sure if there was any legs to it until the crystal balls started rolling in, of course. But again, we're waiting for an official announcement, but it looks like all signs point to him committing to Nebraska. So talking to him a little bit as a player, right? He was committed to Houston with DeKel Shorts there as the wide receivers coach. He was the crown jewel of DeKel Shorts' wide receiver class. He loved this prospect. And again, as he should, very good speed, good height, 6'2", 200 pounds, really big catch radius, can go up and stack pretty much any jump ball. He comes out of the Texas area. So DeKel Shorts loved this guy as a prospect. He flipped him from Texas over to Houston. Again, a bunch of really good offers, whether that's from Ohio State, whether that's from, Texas, a couple other schools there. So very high four-star prospect with a lot of upside. So DeKel Shorts really liked this guy. Of course, DeKel went over to Kentucky, couldn't bring him along, and now he's at Nebraska, and he says, hey, I want to bring in my guy in Jonah Wilson. So talking about Jonah Wilson in his college career, hasn't really panned out, compared to what he was coming out of high school. Again, he still has 3 years left. In his first year, he redshirted. It is what it is. In 2024, had 9 catches for 60 yards. So not incredibly impressive there. It actually was an underratedly pretty good wide receiver core over there at Houston. But you talk to a bunch of Cougar fans, they expected him to potentially start for them next year. So it was a loss for them. But again, Jonah Wilson, still 3 years of eligibility remaining. High four-star coming out of high school. DeKel Shorts loved this guy. I'm just going to trust DeKel Shorts on this one. I'm going to trust DeKel Shorts. He's done only good since he's got to Nebraska by getting these wide receivers here. So if this is his guy and he really believes in Jonah Wilson, because clearly he does, let's go ahead and bring him along. And Jonah Wilson also rocking that number 4. He was a single-digit player for Houston, so clearly he did something right. Again, the stats aren't crazy good. Obviously, they're not very good at all, but the upside is there. Still 3 years left, and it's kind of a low-risk, high-reward type of move. If it doesn't work out, okay, whatever. You still have a bunch of really good guys in there. You still have Dane Key. You still have Hardly Gilmore. Of course, Ja'Cory Barney, who's going to be phenomenal. And Isaiah Hunter, a bunch of other young talent like Demetrius Bell. So if Jonah Wilson doesn't work out, it is what it is. But if he does work out, oh my goodness, you're looking at one of the best wide receivers course in the country. At the end of the day, I know some people are asking, why are we getting so many wide receivers? Well, DeKel Shorts doesn't know anybody in this receiver room. He doesn't. He didn't recruit anybody in this receiver room. So he wants to bring in his guys, the guys that he trusts. We also lost a lot of wide receivers to the portal. I'm perfectly okay with this. And again, Jonah Wilson, you're going to take this guy every single day of the week. 6'2", 200 pounds. Really, really impressive athlete with good speed, route running, very nice catch radius. He kind of reminds me of Cortez Mills, watching his high school film. It's basically that Cortez Mills can go up and get jump balls. So really like Jonah Wilson. Expect him to commit very, very soon. Again, he was a surprise visitor. He visited on Friday of last week. Kind of went under the radar. Looks like he may or may not have signed that dotted line, but looks like we're waiting for an official announcement. This is happening, guys. Nebraska's going to land 4 wide receivers. Then we're done. We're done. We're not going to land another wide receiver in this transfer portal class, but this one's just kind of like the cherry on top. And we're going to see what happens from there. So Jonah Wilson coming out of Houston, former 4-star prospect, 3 years of eligibility remaining. Looks like he's going to commit to Nebraska in this transfer portal class. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Absolutely want to read what you have to say. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you made this far in the video. Shout out to you guys. And as always, folks, go with your head, go Rhule. See you in the next one.